Welcome to Thursday Thoughts, your weekly dose of real, honest conversation on all things personal growth. These are the chats Lucy and I love having every week over on Instagram. They're unfiltered, unedited, and always rooted in practical tools and a dose of inspiration. Let's dive in.
So hello. So I don't really know what we're going to talk about today, but we were going to start off by talking about, excuse me, you just got back from skiing and you had an injury. What the hell happened?
Lucy, it's just so annoying. We had a really great time. Actually, this skiing holiday's been kind of like, there's been lots of little niggles because initially it was meant to be the five of us trying to find one place to go and meet of the family, and one of them, Alfie, couldn't come because of visa issues, because he's fulfilled all of his days in the European region. So that was, something which was annoying. But it was still, we had a great time. There was four of us went. Really great. I was really improving on my skiing. I'm not the best skier, but, I can get down. By the end, I was thinking, yeah, I'm really getting this. We had some lessons. And on the last day, on a really easy, nice, gentle slope, not too many people, there was just me. I was always at the back because the kids, they're just all so fast. So they're always kind of waiting for me. And I was definitely speeding up. I felt I was going really fast. But there was another skier who was really not, he was quite beginnery. And I was really trying to avoid her. And I don't know what I did, but I just lost, I don't know if I hit something but I just sort of lost my balance. And then I sort of careering towards the edge, there was like an edge, and I don't know, I fell really weirdly, and there was a pop in my knee, in my left knee.
Oh,
and one of my skis fell off, and then I was sort of like lying there going, okay, that felt really not right. There was something weird. And so I kind of tried to right myself and get myself back, and I just couldn't do anything. And this very lovely, kind man came down, because all the rest of my family were at the bottom. We were sort of towards the lift, so we weren't. In terms of where we were in probably a really good place for this to happen. But they had all got to the bottom, and I was sort of halfway down. This really lovely man. And honestly, throughout this whole thing, just people are so kind and nice, and you forget that sometimes. But this lovely man came, checked, are you okay? I was like, look, I'd be grateful if you could just help me get up and see if I can get up. He tried to help me get up, and I just couldn't put any weight on my leg. So he said, he took my skis and my poles down, and I said, look, I'm going to try and shuffle down on my bum. So I basically I shuffled down on my bum to them. And actually he found Giles and the kids. So Giles started walking back up and helped me shuffle down to the bottom. And then at the bottom, I tried to get up again, couldn't get up. And actually there happened to be a rescue man right there. So he ended up coming, strapping at my leg, put me on a trolley, got me down to the bottom in the lift, in a cable car, and then I was taken off to the in an ambulance to the medical center. It all felt very dramatic. I was a bit like, oh my god, this, it might be fine, it's okay. But they were all so kind. And I went to the medical center, and they x-rayed, so nothing's broken, which is great. But what they said, and I don't know, the thing is, I don't know what it is until I get a proper MRI. But very lovely doctor, they were all so lovely, the people there, but a very nice doctor said he suspected it was my anterior cruciate ligament, your ACL, which is a real fucker.
Is it why?
It's behind the knee, because it depends. He said there's 3 grades. It's just a pain to, basically, it just can take a really long time to heal, apparently. But he said, we don't know. He said, I think it's probably that, and it's probably a 2 or 3. And I was like, great, is that out of 10? Brilliant. He went, no, that's out of 3. I was like, oh, that's not so good. So you can basically tear your ligament. It can become totally detached from the bone, or it could just be a slight strain, which I'm really hoping it is. Because actually, since I've done this, initially I couldn't put any... It's amazing what your body does, because initially I just couldn't put any weight on it. My body was in kind of like I nearly fainted about 3 times, because I think your body just goes into this sort of shock mode. And when I was there, he said, look, you will be able to put weight on it because of nothing broken. You will be able to put weight on it. It's just your body's sort of brain body connection. It's just like your body protecting it at the moment. So he said, and it's really important that you do put some weight on it because of blood clotting and if you're going to fly tomorrow. And I was like, okay, I'm going to put weight on it.
Oh my God.
So he was just so nice. So he was like, and relax. So he did this whole thing, the doctor. And I mean, honestly, mountain people are the best. He said, shut your eyes. Imagine you're on a calm beach. Just let everything relax. You know, it was so sweet. So yes, so it's all strapped up.
Are you on crutches?
I am, but I'm beginning to not need them as much. So I can now put weight on it, which is great. So I can put weight on it. I'm definitely more mobile than I have been. I can't, it's still really swollen. There's no bruising, which is great. He said there might be bruising, there might not be bruising. So there's no bruising.
Is it painful?
It's not. I still haven't been brave enough to see exactly what it can do yet, because I'm still in that sort of like, oh. But it's not. I mean, I have taken painkillers, but it's not painful if I just keep it in a, you know, strapped. And so no, it's weird. So it's not. It's really swollen, but it's. I'm really in my mind, Lucy. I'm thinking it's going to be fine and it's all going to be really embarrassing and it'll be just like, oh my God, what a load of drama for absolutely nothing.
Well, that would be great.
That's exactly what I'm hoping for. So that's what I'm hoping for. And I just need to get a scan and then I'll know more. But it's what is interesting. It has really taught me already. It's just so many lessons in how you deal with these things, because initially, you know, once you were out of the shock mode, but my mind immediately was racing ahead. Well, this is how I've got it's my daughter's birthday, Lula's birthday today, and then we've got all the family and everyone coming for Christmas. And then I was thinking about how am I going to do that, and how am I going to do that, and what about my biggest concern was like, what about exercise? You know, because you know what for me, I've always felt like I needed to exercise. I exercise every single day, pretty much. I do something and I do, you know, I push myself, I push my body. So that's my biggest thing going on in my head. And so it's been like really being aware of the noise and the chatter that has been really going on in my head. And initially I've been trying to really just keep really positive. Yesterday, and I've been great, which has been working, but yesterday I had a few wobbles because I suddenly was getting really frustrated that just doing things like unpacking my suitcase, putting laundry on, cooking dinner, and realizing that everything was just taking a million times longer, and having to ask for having to just constantly accept help, which is another very interesting thing, and ask for help when you're just used to just getting on and doing stuff. So all of those things which are important, you know, and of course people are so willing to help, but it's being able to ask for it and receive it. So it's been really interesting. I've learned already quite a lot, just to be grateful for your body when it's doing everything you want it to do, because even just running up a flight of stairs, you know, you take for granted that you can do that. And when you have to literally go one by one, it takes about
Isn't that interesting though to think about? Because I think this is what we can, you know, I guess what we're talking about today is like, what have you learned from when life throws a fucking great curveball at you? Like, how do you then sort of lean into the things that you and I talk about? Like, because the truth is, it's not bloody easy, is it? When something goes wrong, how have you been kind of managing your mind and manage it? Like you say, you had a wobble yesterday, but have you been able to kind of lean into those things that you and I talk about all the time to make yourself deal with it better than you perhaps otherwise would, if that makes sense?
Yeah, absolutely. So initially when it happened, I actually wasn't, I literally kept saying, we don't know, you know, step by step, be in the present moment, don't know what this is. Just be. So I was having that conversation with myself to be in the present. Don't start thinking about what may or may not be, because I don't know. And I'm still having that conversation because I still may not know. It might be absolutely fine and I could be back on my feet within a week. You know, it might be fine. It might be just bruised or whatever. So it's just about it really is take that next step forward. So I've really been thinking about that and trying not to worry. And yesterday I had a real wobble because it was just reality hitting in terms of what I was able to do easily. And it was frustrating. It was that frustration of like, oh, this is really annoying. I've got so many things. You know, you don't realize how many things you just get on and just do without even thought. And then suddenly it's like everything is hard. Everything feels hard. So that was a moment. And in that moment, I just actually had to have another little word. It's like, it's only a moment in time, you know? Time passes so fast. Just let people do it for you. None of it really matters. If you know, it really doesn't matter. And you know, just take this, just relax. And it's like, maybe this is the universe's way to say, you know, maybe just sit down, relax, let other people do. You know, this is what I kind of talk to people about. It's like, you know, actually we need to give our nervous systems and space and time. And maybe this is a big lesson for me that I've actually really got to do this for myself as well, to actually take some time and let everything else just happen around you, because it's still things are gonna happen. It's absolutely fine. So yes, being in the moment is absolutely, you know, being present is absolutely everything, I think, and not trying to look forward. Because if I look forward and think about all that exercise I'm not going to do, or all that non-movement I'm not, just like, you know, and yesterday I really wanted to go out and have a walk. You know, just get out. And even that, it was raining and it was like, oh, even that's really quite hard at the moment. But again, it's like, it's one day. Like maybe tomorrow. Let's see how it goes tomorrow. So yes, gratitude, huge amount of gratitude for my body. Lots of, gosh, I've been spending quite a lot of time just kind of like tuning into my body and going, my God, my body's amazing. It's going to heal itself. It will totally heal itself. So let's just give it the right conditions to do that. It's going to be fine. You know, so it's just trusting that my body is good. I'm fit and healthy. It's going to be okay. It's not going to be the end of the world. It's just a moment in time. And maybe there are things I'm going to learn from it, which are going to really benefit from myself and maybe others along the way. So,
and this is also a really good example of. I've talked about this book quite a few times, The Expectation Effect, which we did in our book club a couple of months ago, and I can't remember whether we've talked about it on here or not, but it's by a guy called David Robson, and you know, he talks about all kind of different aspects of how what we expect really does impact what we get. And obviously things like healing are one of the things that he talks about. You know, he talks about sort of how people who, so this I think would be a good example of it. It really is the case, and I wish now that I could remember some stats or some studies or some research or whatever, but and I can't. But the long and short of it is that when it comes to healing or illness or whatever it is, the way that you think about it really does impact how quickly you heal, how, you know, how well you deal with it, all of this stuff. So it'll be interesting to see from you, who's somebody with who's cultivated such a positive mindset. And I love the fact that you're going, like, this is the thing, it's the difference between this happening to somebody, and it's the difference between one person completely what's the word I'm looking for? What is the word I'm looking for? So basically you can go either way. You can either go, oh my God, this is a nightmare, and oh my God, I can't do this, and oh my God, this is just the worst thing that's happened at the worst time, and you can either go down that road, or you can go down the road that you're obviously trying to go down, which is, it's not going to be as bad as everyone thinks. It's going to be fine. I'm going to heal really quickly. You know, we have a choice. And actually, from this book, which I highly recommend, again, it's called The Expectation Effect by David Robson. It's like, he shows us that the way that we think about this kind of thing really does matter. It's not just a case. It's not, you know, it's not a joke. It's an actual thing. And the chapter in that book or one of my favorite chapters in that book was the final one, where he talks about the super agers, and he talks about the fact that, you know, the way that we age, you know, firstly, how we experience aging, and secondly, how long we actually live for, is genuinely impacted by how we are thinking about aging. And this is the same kind of thing. Like, if you're sitting there thinking, oh well, this is bound to be the worst possible injury and blah 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 blah, you know what I mean? It's
yeah,
so
absolutely.
interesting. It's so incredibly interesting.
It is. Because I thought about that when I was on the trolley in the hospital. The doctor said to me, right, let's see if you can get you up, and let's see if you can actually move. And everything in my mind was going, oh God, no, I don't think I can. But actually, he said, look, the quicker that we can get some pressure on your leg, the better it's going. So immediately I made that switch. It's like, of course, I'm going to do anything I possibly can to do that. But it would have been very easy throughout this whole thing to go, I can't do anything. I'm not moving. I'm going to sit on my ass and just feel really sorry for myself. But instead, actually, what I've been doing is like, right, I'm going to move as much as I can. I'm going to listen to every piece of advice. But, and instinctively, I feel like I can move. And people can say, sit down. But I say, no, actually, I need to do it. I want to do it. So it's a real decision that you get to make, because the thoughts that you're having, if you're going to say, this is shit and I can't deal with this and poor me, you're not going to take any sort of action in a positive way. You're just going to just feel sorry for yourself. But actually, it's how you're thinking is going to impact on those actions and behaviours that you're going to take. And each of those small behaviours is going to affect you in some way. Obviously, you've got to be careful not to, I also have, got to be mindful not to overdo things and listen to my body. But it's really been such a great lesson in that. And gosh, just having the awareness, Lucy, of what is going on in my mind, I think is another massive thing.
Right.
Because we talk about awareness all the time, but I haven't had this sort of conversation with myself for such a long time at this level, because having something taken away from you, which is, being a very active person that I am, and then suddenly having that removed from you in a different sort of capacity, really does make you realize it's just, how you feel about certain things, the way that you live. And it's made me realize how much I need to move my body and not being able to do that could potentially have some seriously negative effects on my mental health. So yes, it's about really having to be aware of that and just constantly keep putting yourself in check and keeping those positive thoughts coming in, such as day by day, live in the moment. Your body's really amazing. It will heal. This is such a short amount of time. All of those sorts of things, which you can apply to anything which anybody might be going through.
I will only ever recommend brands that I know, love and use myself. And one of those is Ancient and Brave. Honestly, they've become part of my daily habits. The very first thing I do every morning is pour myself a big glass of water with their True Hydration in it. It feels like such a simple ritual, but it really sets me up for the day. And I know I'm properly rehydrating with their blend of electrolytes and minerals, especially before I exercise, which I always do in the morning. Then later on, when I make my coffee, I stir in their True Collagen powder into the coffee. Now, it blends in straight away, no fuss, there's no taste, and collagen is something we naturally lose as we age, but it's so important for our skin, joints, and overall vitality. Now, I'll be honest, Ancient and Brave may cost a little more than some of the tubs you'll spot on supermarket shelves, but the difference is you're getting the highest quality ingredients, sourced with integrity and tested to a higher standard, and absolutely no nasties added. That's why I trust them and why I think they're worth every penny. And because I want you to be able to try them out for yourself, I've got a special offer for you. As a listener of this podcast, you can get 20% off your very first order, All you need to do is click the link in the show notes and pop in the code POLLYW20 at checkout. They've got more than just collagen and hydration too. They've got creatine, they've got blends, supplements. So it's a perfect chance to explore their range and make the most of that 20% off.
It's like perspective, isn't it? And it's that thing of I talk about this in relation to single life. It's two people can experience the exact same circumstances, but depending on the lens through which they're looking, they are going to experience those same circumstances completely differently. So you could have this version of Polly who is going to think about this in like, it's going to be fine, it's not going to be that bad, I'm going to be fine, da, 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 da. Or you could have the other version of Polly that has is presented with the exact same circumstances, but thinks about it completely differently. Mm-hmm. And I think the takeaway here is, A, we have a choice, and B, it makes a difference how you are choosing to perceive something. And either you can make it really, really bad for yourself, or you can make it better for yourself. It's not going to change the circumstance that you're in, but the way that you're thinking about the circumstance is going to make a difference. So I think really that's the kind of, or one of the takeaways from this, isn't it?
Totally.
Perspective. Yeah. And again, not, and that's not undermining what you're going through, by the way, love, at all, because I completely sympathize, empathize, because I know how I would feel as well if I suddenly couldn't fucking go for a walk. I totally feel that for you. I really do. But again, it still is dependent upon how you are going to it's which pair of glasses are you going to put on. Are you going to put on the really negative glasses, or are you going to put on the really positive glasses?
And I think I think I just my headphone. And I think, and it's perfectly natural sometimes to kind of slip into the negative glasses, but it's having that awareness to pull yourself back and like take them back off and put the positive ones back on again. So because it's very hard to keep the positive ones on all the time, but it's just knowing that you have that choice. And so it's bringing yourself back out of the negative when you start sliding and go, no, it's okay. I do have a choice how I perceive this. I can think differently. So yesterday I was definitely going towards the negative and having a bit of a spiral and a bit of a wobble. And actually it was like, no, come on, it's okay. So it's appreciating where you're at, but actually at the same time constantly choosing how you think about it and seeing, there's got to, seeing the lessons, seeing the positives. I'm going to basically milk my Christmas and get everyone to run around for me. And then I've just got to get comfortable about bossing everybody about. So, totally. It's all okay.
Totally. You're just picking up on one thing you said there, which you're so right, because of course it is, of course you are going to go through both positive emotions and negative emotions, and we're not saying here, oh well, let's just think about the positive, and it's like, oh, but because of course that's completely unrealistic. But I think what we're saying here is, it's just when you have that awareness of what your thoughts are doing, like when you don't have that awareness, there's a danger that you're gonna sink into the negative and not be able to pull yourself out of it. But when you're more aware of what's going on in your mind, when you're more mindful of your thoughts, and when you have that when you've cultivated that awareness of your thoughts, you can recognize when you're going down that path. And it's fine and normal to go down that path. Anybody would, but it's then, how long do you choose to stay there? And it's then having that ability to recognize that you're going down that path that's not helping you, and then just gently pulling yourself down the other one. And again, it's like you're going to go back and forth, like, because you're a human being, and that's completely normal, and anybody would. But I think the difference is, do you stay going down that kind of woe is me path, because anybody would feel woe is me. I certainly would. But it's like, are you going to allow yourself to stay in that? Or are you going to recognize that you're doing that and try and for a moment put on a different lens, look through a different lens, and bring yourself back to a slightly more positive way of thinking about it, because ultimately that is what's going to serve you. That is what's going to serve you best.
Exactly. And it's also about taking positive action forward. So today, for example, I'm going to really hopefully book a scan once we know that.
When are you going to have a scan?
Well, it's not, again, it's because of the time of year. It's all quite, but I don't know. I need to find that out today. Luckily I've got private health insurance, so hopefully it'll be sooner rather than later. But well, as soon as I can do that, then actually I can start taking action to know what I can do to support myself. And I'm always kind of looking forward to the road back to full recovery. It's like, right, okay, this is like, it's almost like a little project, right? What do I need to do? I'll do exactly what I need to do. And before I know it, I'll be going for a run along the beach. So that's what I got to keep visualizing, and it will be fine.
And like we were saying in our when we were messaging the day after it happened, like time goes so incredibly quickly, and before you know it, we'll be 6 months down the line and you'll have forgotten that. Oh yeah, I remember when I hurt my knee.
Exactly. So, but yeah, it's just been. I mean, honestly, also, it's just been just so amazing how kind people are. I was like, should I put this on Instagram? And I was like, no, I'm going to, because actually, it's just kind of, it's just what's happened. And honestly, the amount of messages and kindness, and and all the people I saw, even at the airport, I got to go in one of those. I got to go in the airport, beep 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 machine, which made it to the hilarity of my family.
Oh my god.
So it's it's just been a bit of an experience, and a good reminder to be so grateful for your body, and for we only notice how we are only grateful for our health and our well-being and our bodies only when something's taken away from us. So it's just a reminder just to be grateful for it every single day, because you don't know what's around the corner.
Totally.
So
oh love, I'm so sorry. I just really hope I wonder whether you'll be able to even get a scan before Christmas, like today or tomorrow.
I know.
I don't know how long these things take.
I don't know. I'm going to get on the phone straight away and try. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it will be again. I can't really control. I can do my best, but we'll have to see. Again, it's like, go on.
No. Sorry, love, you go on.
And I was going to say again, it's just I can't get too wound up by that, because initially I was like, right, I want to get a scan for Monday, but again, it's Christmas time, it's loads of holidays. I'm just going to have to just accept what I can get and go with it.
And I suppose really you've got to do two things. You've got to, number one, you've got to just let yourself rest and like take it easy, but on the other hand you can also keep moving as much as you can, so you can do both of those things, can't you? Allow yourself to take it easy, because of course you need to, but also keep your body moving as much as you can.
I'm slightly concerned about all the mince pies and stuff I'm about to eat. So I'm going to have to keep moving. Somehow keep moving.
Oh love, well look, I hope that keep me posted.
Yes, I will.
And happy Christmas, because although this episode won't go out until the week after Christmas, but hey, we're recording it on what date is it? 22nd.
22nd. Yes.
So sending you lots of love. Thanks, and I really hope that fingers crossed that the scan will show that actually it's not as serious as it could be, and you're going to be absolutely fine.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're going for. That's what we're going
absolutely.
for. All right, my love. Thank you. Have a wonderful Christmas. And I might speak to you before your birthday.
Oh, we will, because we'll be doing the 28th or 29th. Yeah, this time next week. Yeah.
Yes. All right, my love.
Yes. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. All right,
have a wonderful Christmas.
You too. Lots of love. Bye, babe. Bye, love. Bye.